Hey guys, today we are going to be doing some grammar. So welcome to Virtual Grammar. It's going to be fun. Before we get started, we're going to review what a clause is, because what's a clause again? It is really important. Let me tell you that. It's what we need to know for to understand grammar on a basic level. So getting this foundation is really important. And so a clause is also known as a complete thought, usually in sentences. And sentences are made up of clauses. And when we combine them together, there's different ways to do that with punctuation and everything. But we need to understand what is a clause at first. So Atticus is going to help us, if you remember my dog, he's going to help us here understand what is a clause and what kinds of words do we need to make a complete thought or a clause, as we know. So, alrighty, so a subject and a predicate. That's what makes up a complete thought. What is a subject and a predicate? Well, your subject is always going to be your noun or your pronoun. And so a person, place, or thing, or pronouns are he, she, we, they, their, them. And so that is our subject. Then our predicate is a verb and all of the rest of that complete thought. So what the predicate does, it says what the subject is going to be doing. So Atticus here is going to be helping us create a clause or a complete thought. Alright, so Atticus destroyed Miss Moon's work. It's a reality I live with. So if we break this complete thought down, it's a complete sentence too. Atticus is going to be our subject. So he's also a noun, because he's a person in my eye. He has his own personality, honestly. But you could also say he's a thing because he's a dog. But anyway, he's a noun. And so destroyed Miss Moon's work is our predicate, and destroyed is our verb. And so again, our predicate says what exactly our subject is doing. And in this case, he is destroying Miss Moon's work, because he is a bad dog sometimes. This is true. And altogether, our predicate connects back to our subject. It tells us exactly what's going on. And with that, we get a complete thought or a clause. So again, welcome to Virtual Grammar. Now that we've got those basics out of the way, we know what clause is, we can start with commas, because we're going to be referring to clauses a lot, but as complete thoughts in this lesson. And remember, placement matters with commas. That's what our main purpose is here today. So because our commas matter so much, we need to know how to place them and where to place them, because if we misplace them, sometimes we can create completely different meanings that we weren't going for. And we do know naturally, you probably use commas all the time in your writing, because it's like that breath, that pause that you need. And so that's what we're going to be looking at, how to place that breath, that pause in precisely based off of some grammar rules we're going to go over today with commas. So in this case, we're going to show you what happens when you misplace a comma. So this guy, he's obviously a little angry, and he is protesting to stop clubbing, pause, baby seals. So again, we see these protesters, the same guy off in the distance, he's saying, stop clubbing baby seals. And this girl, she's an onlooker, she's looking, and she's a little perplexed, and she's assessing, what does this mean? So, because of the comma, where the comma is placed, stop clubbing baby seals, that pause, she's like, wait, what? Stop clubbing baby seals? Why are baby seals clubbing? Where is this nightclub where baby seals go to dance to live music. I'd love to see it. But she's confused because of that comma placement. It completely changed the entire meaning of the sentence. So, comma placement matters, people. So we use commas to separate our words and our word groups so that we can organize the sentence in a way that it makes sense. And we do this by making when we put the commas in, it makes our writing more clear, and also, it follows the rules of grammar in general. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of different comma patterns, and there's a lot more than just this, but these are kind of the basics to help you start understanding where the commas go, and it becomes just, I'm sure you use commas all the time. It's almost second nature. So we're going to be doing comma dates, commas with the dates, series commas that are called lists, coordinating conjunction commas, where to put those with your coordinating conjunctions. So first, we are doing commas and dates. So when you're writing dates, you place your commas between the numbers that are side by side so that it is clear that they are separate. So these are two different numbers for the dates. This is the year and the day of the year. So an example is, Kyle went to camp for the first time on April 4th, 2014. And so we put that comma where in between the 2014 because it makes it clear, right? And we aren't talking about the year 2014 because Kyle's not from that year. He's not from the future. So now we're going to series commas. And series commas are like lists. Think of lists. And you use commas to separate 3 or more items in a series. And these items are not just nouns, the person, place, or thing. It's also your verbs, your adjectives, your actions, or things that describe certain things. It's any kind of list. And our first example is, Kyle wants to climb a tree, chase butterflies, and nap today. If there were no commas here, that would be super confusing. So we know it's 3 different things. So moving on, another example is, Sue ordered turkey, tuna, and ham and cheese sandwiches. Without any commas, this does not make any sense. Are we talking about a turkey tuna? Like some sort of hybrid of a turkey and a tuna? That's terrifying. I hope not. So we're going to put a comma there. It's easy fix. Turkey, comma, tuna, comma, ham and cheese sandwiches. And we don't need a comma after ham because we know, as Americans, we know what a ham and cheese sandwich is. So you don't need a comma there because we know it's one singular item. But those commas help us space it out so that we know we're talking about 3 things, right? So now I'm going to ask you, would you use a comma here? Gregory will order leg warmers or mittens on Amazon. So do we need a comma here? The answer is no, we don't. And remember, because when you do series commas, it has to have at least 3 items in a series. So we do not need a comma because this is a case where there are only 2 items, not at least 3. So conjunction, junction, what's your function? This is our third comma pattern that we're going to look at. So we remember the song as kids. You probably remember that song growing up from the Schoolhouse Rock. You probably remember this guy. We love him. But do you actually remember the function of conjunctions? It can just kind of slip through your mind because the song's so catchy. So I'll tell you, conjunctions unite words, phrases, and clauses to make complete thoughts. So remember our little train, and these are all of our conjunctions. There's for, and, nor, or, but, or, yet, or so. And so a really great way to remember these coordinating conjunctions is the mnemonic device called Fanboys. So spell it out and you can remember easily what these guys are. It's again for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. And they connect words or phrases to help us make more sense. So yeah, those guys are our fanboys. They're always cheering us on. They're always helping us out in sentences. We love them. So fanboys can go in between two complete thoughts, also known as clauses. So again, fanboys can go in between two complete thoughts. And they connect those complete thoughts to make sentences and to help us make more sense. So to do this correctly, to make one sentence where we're going to be connecting two different clauses or complete thoughts, we have to do this with a comma when we use a fanboy. So the example we're going to use is Luke wants to get ice cream, but I'm in the mood for a salad. So Luke wants to get ice cream is a complete thought, and I'm in the mood for a salad is a complete thought as well. So here we see, again, go back to what we thought about with the clauses, what makes a complete clause. Luke wants to get ice cream. Luke is our subject, wants to get ice cream is our predicate. So there's that complete thought there, or that complete clause. And then I'm in the mood for salad. I is our subject, and then it's a contraction. So I'm is a contracted form of I am. So am in the mood for salad is our predicate. Am is the verb, and so that makes a complete thought too. So to combine these two complete thoughts, we're gonna have to put a comma right there right before the but. Okay, and that's our coordinating conjunction. The comma always goes before the coordinating conjunction. So we're gonna look at another example here. Alrighty, here's our other example. Either my dog will find the mouse, or I will have to. Either my dog is our subject. That's what we're focusing on in this first clause, my dog, and then will find the mouse. That's a complete thought where will find the mouse is our predicate, and then I will have to. I is our subject, and then will have to is our predicate. So we see there's two complete thoughts there, and then we see our coordinating conjunction. And to combine these two together, remember, to combine two clauses together, we have to put a comma before our coordinating conjunction to connect them. Alrighty, but there's a catch. There's always a catch. Sometimes fanboys do not need commas. And why is that? Why do our fanboys not always need commas? Our coordinating conjunctions. So here's an example. The kangaroo destroyed my room and stole my baseball cards. A very rude kangaroo. So we see the kangaroo destroyed my room. That is a complete thought right there. Not a complete sentence, a complete thought. And stole my base cards. Stole my base cards. We're missing something very important here. We are missing the subject, so it's not a clause. It's not a complete thought. So if there's not a complete thought there, we don't need a comma, because you can't. The coordinating conjunction function is to combine two complete thoughts. If it's not a complete thought, then if there's no two complete thoughts, then the comma is not necessary. That's when you take it out. It's only when there's two complete thoughts that you use a comma with your fanboys. All right, but again, we can change our sentence to make sure that comma is in there if we want it in there for funsies. So we're going to change it up. We're going to use the same exact sentence, and we're going to say, the kangaroo destroyed my room, and then we're going to add in here, he stole my baseball cards. So we added in that subject into the second clause. So there, because we have two clauses now, because both of our clauses have a subject and a predicate, because the pronoun we added now makes it a complete thought, we can add a comma in there. You see how that works? You see the difference? Commas are necessary when they combine two complete thoughts with the coordinating conjunction. So then, because we made them two complete thoughts, the kangaroo destroyed my room, comma, and he stole my baseball cards. We needed that comma before our coordinating conjunction and. Alrighty, we went through a good bit today for commas, and of course these are not the only comma grammar rules there are out there. These are really good basics though to help us to make more sense of our writing. So we know now that commas help our readers figure out which words go together in a sentence to make our sentences flow better and to connect certain clauses, and in the end, make a more compelling, strong sentence. We also know that using commas incorrectly can confuse our readers, or it can make you seem like you don't really know what you're talking about when you do know what you're talking about. And I know that this might seem like a lot at once, a lot of rules, and there's a lot of rules to grammar, but I promise you, it becomes second nature in the end. You'll be able to use commas and know where they go after you do enough practice. So to continue practicing, why don't you go ahead and go on over to our practice page that I've set up for you. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.